Welcome back everyone, 𝘱𝘱𝘊𝘆𝑚onetize here, and in today's video I'm talking about the current Ethereum trade that I am in. I have recently sold 60 Ethereum for an average price of $3,660. I'm going to be taking a look at the charts today. I'm going to tell you what my game plan is as we are very slowly approaching the average price that I sold Ethereum at. So if this is your first time here, I like to make videos about finance, reaching financial freedom, retiring young, living a really fun lifestyle, and sharing my experience living in Puerto Rico, paying 0% capital gains taxes. So if you want to learn more about that and follow my journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. So I'm just going to be very clear and upfront. In today's video, I honestly am going into this not knowing exactly what I am going to do. So you're going to be here along for the ride, just getting my thoughts as I look at the charts, looking at all potential scenarios. So I'm going to be very transparent. And by the end of this video, you're probably never going to want to even follow one of my trades ever again because of just the scatteredness that I have going into this. But before we talk about that, I want to tell a very short story about inflation. So if it's your first time here, I have made videos talking about in the past how I started a car rental company here in Puerto Rico. And so back in April, my business partner and I, we started out with 2 Jeeps. We got gently used 2020 Jeep Wranglers. They cost us like $38,500. At the time, we were also looking into brand new Jeeps, and at the time, they were about $44,000 to $45,000. But they were like nearly impossible to find brand new ones. We were very open to a variety of colors, and even in that scenario, we could not find a brand new Jeep Wrangler Sport Unlimited. So today, I go back to the dealership. We're like, you know what? These Jeeps are renting out really well. We kind of want more Jeeps, and we really want the blue one. So we go there today and to find out that the Jeeps are actually selling for like, the guy said no less than $49,000 for a brand new Jeep Wrangler Sport Unlimited. So they have literally gone up $4,000 to $5,000 since April for the same exact thing, and that's just because the demand is so high, right? That we are just seeing prices inflate like crazy, okay? And on top of it, even if you're willing to pay $49,000, there's literally hardly anything available. So just want to give a short story here about how prices are going insane and why you should always consider stacking more Satoshis, stacking more Bitcoin. So that's the end of my inflation story. I would love to know, what are you seeing that is crazy inflated? I know not everyone out there is buying cars, but you're seeing inflation with car rentals, you're seeing inflation in travel, you're seeing inflation in hotels and Airbnbs. We all know this. What else are you seeing the price go absolutely insane over? Okay, enough of that inflation story. Let's go ahead and get into the price of Ethereum. So first, what I want to do is I want to put 2 charts side by side, okay? You've seen me do this before. So what I'm going to do here, the top is going to be the 2021 chart on Ethereum. And the bottom down here, we're going to go ahead and take it back to 2017. If you've been watching my previous videos, you know that we're seeing a lot of similarities from the 2017 market to the 2021 market, and that is one reason why I was able to predict the sell of my Ethereum. If I would have bought down to 3,200, this would have been a massive trade that would have yielded me, I don't know, I think I calculated like $20-something thousand. So right now I'm sitting at a profit of about $6,000, which is pretty good, but the gambler in me is willing to break even with the chance of buying back lower, I think, than just profiting $6,000. Because I'm just here for the upside. Like if I get out of this, trade with 60 Ethereum, exactly what I started with, and I have a $0 profit and I break even, I am totally okay with that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the 2017 chart. So I believe it was September 3rd. So right over here in this range is when I sold my first Ethereum at an average price of I think it was $3,920. I sold off 30, okay? So I was noticing a lot of similarities between the 2017 chart, the 2021 chart, but then in a previous video that I made shortly after that, I talked about what I was noticing was this. When you think about trading cryptocurrency, you have to also consider time in the equation, because over time is where support is built. Over time is where resistance is built. So it's important to look to see when something trades sideways for a long period of time, that's building support, right? That's a good thing for the long term. If we go up too quickly, right, we're going to come crashing down just as fast. Building support over a long extended period of time is an important aspect to just building price price stability over time. So I always consider time in the equation. I interrupt this programming to let you know that you can earn $25 of free Bitcoin. Yes, that is right. $25 of free Bitcoin when you deposit $100 on Voyager. Go ahead and check out my link below to get started. Thank you so much for always using my links. And as always, back to regular scheduled programming. So we saw here on September 3rd is when Ethereum hit the recent high of $4,030, okay? And then I noticed over here on September 1st of 2017, basically it took, let's see here. It took 2 weeks exactly for Ethereum to hit the bottom, which was a massive buying opportunity down here. And the low of that candle came in at $202, okay? Then I talked about over here, the current chart. I took into consideration the top, and I took into consideration also 14 days out, which would technically take us to September 17th, which is in 2 days. But then I was also noticing something, that the price action was different. If you look at the candles at 2017 compared to 2021, Ethereum hit a top, and then it traded sideways for 3 days, and then it crashed that 25% in a single day, versus back in 2017, it hit a top, and then it fell exactly the day after. So when you go to the price range, basically that was about a 15% drop right after it hit the top in 2017. So now, okay, what I'm doing, I'm looking at these two new bars here on the 2021 chart, and I'm trying to compare them over to 2017 and find some similarities. I'm not finding as many similarities as I was before, which is making me believe that, you know what? The bottom could very well be in, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I don't think we're going to get that lucky that quick. I do think that more pain will probably need to be felt. So I'm looking at these two candles over here on the Ethereum daily chart, and I'm comparing them to what the chart looked like back in 2017. I would say the most resemblance in the similar time frame are these two candles right here that came in on September 18th and the 19th. So we're seeing very, very close, this green moving average approaching the red. As we saw this in 2017, we're seeing something very similar over here. And honestly, this is actually looking more bullish, as this green 2 is trading above the green 1. This green 2 back in 2017 didn't quite get over the green 1. So let's say that the scenario doesn't play out, that we see more downside like I was originally anticipating, okay? Then what are we potentially going to see next? We're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback at some time. This move is slightly strong, but it's really not that convincing for me specifically. So I would be taking a look at a bit of a pullback and then more room to the upside. But then a bit of sideways trading, okay? So like I've been mentioning, once Ethereum hit that bottom on September 15, 2017, it traded sideways, okay? And then it didn't break the previous all-time high of $420 until like late November, okay? So that's something to consider, is that although Ethereum might go up a little bit, I think we're going to still see some pullbacks and sideways trading along the way before we reach new all-time highs. I could be wrong, that's always a potential, but that's just particularly what I am currently seeing on the charts. I also said in my previous video that I was anticipating Bitcoin specifically to have go up more from a percentage point than Ethereum. I expected Ethereum to trade sideways for a longer period of time before Bitcoin did, because I was comparing the 2017 Bitcoin charts to the Bitcoin charts today. So let's see here. I think that's enough comparing here on the two different charts. Let's very quickly here look at a percentage perspective of the low that came in on Bitcoin and how much it has recovered. So it has recovered approximately 13% off the low that came in on September 7th. And let's go ahead and look at Ethereum and look at it from a percentage point of coming off the low there. So Ethereum has actually jumped off the bottom a little bit bigger of a position than Ethereum at 17, just over 17%. So let's go ahead and zoom out to the weekly chart on Ethereum and see how it's looking. So in my opinion, the weekly chart still is looking quite bearish because I don't believe, let's see, today's Wednesday. So in the next 10 days, if Ethereum doesn't break the previous all-time high of almost $4,400, I would anticipate a bigger pullback. So I think whatever is incoming is probably going to be a pretty strong move. Let's go and take a look at the 12-hour chart on Ethereum. The 12-hour chart is looking better for sure, as it has made a higher high. We're just going to see, anticipate some more upside, a bit of a pullback, and then a higher high. Keeping a close eye on the 12-hour chart. 4-hour chart is looking good here, as it has made a higher high and continuing further to the upside. Ethereum here, I would anticipate on the hourly chart a little bit of a pullback and then probably some more room to the upside. So, basically in a really nice upward trend off of the bottom here on the 13th, the low of 31.11, and some really nice upside. So just curious to see how long this is going to last. I do think we're going to see another pullback. So what am I doing specifically? Before I talk about that, let's look at the 5-minute chart here on Ethereum. So let's see, 5-minute chart is looking quite bearish, actually. We might start seeing some more room to the downside here, making a lower low, some sideways trading up here, and then a lower low. So I would anticipate a little bit of a pullback here over the next hour or so. So what am I doing with Ethereum, right? Let me go out to the 1-hour chart and just talk about this a little bit more in depth. So let's see here. I have a few options, right? I could just put in a buy order. If it, for some reason reaches like 3,600, then I buy in. I make $60 a coin for a total of $3,600. Or I could wait to get in at the exact same price and then I completely break even. Or I could be riskier and go like 1, 2, 3% above my average price and be willing to lose that much in order to wait for the pullback. I'm keeping a very, very close eye on Ethereum. I basically have all of my really low orders set, but I'm just setting alerts here for like 3,600 different ranges above that. I'm setting alerts because I am actually not ready to put in any orders yet. I am staying patient. I said in my previous video, that's typically why I don't have the most favorable buy back in opportunity. It's because I'm not patient enough. And I still just think that the pullback will have to last a little bit longer and more sideways trading before we make new all-time highs. But like I said, that weekly chart is the one that's probably giving me the most hope at this point. The fact that we didn't make, that it doesn't look like we're going to make a higher high and that it looks like it's just going to be a lower high. So that's one thing that I'm kind of taking a look at there. So I don't have this crazy concrete plan because the truth of the matter is that I'm being patient and I'm waiting, and I got out because I had massive signs to get out of Ethereum, but I'm not getting in because I don't have clear indicators telling me to jump back in. I rather be more patient, and like Ethereum has just played, so simultaneous, or the actions that happened in 2017 are so comparable to 2021 that I'm really keeping a close eye on that because, history is seeming to repeat itself. So just staying patient, not FOMOing back in yet. I'm trying to keep my emotions out of it and really just focus on the charts and, focusing on what's going on there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your plan moving forward on Ethereum. That is all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.